according to a CNN poll released after the State of the Union, just 41% of viewers of the State of the Union viewed that speech in a positive light. Even Democrats were disappointed, including New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who said the speech was lacking.
So I think there are some themes that left a little bit to be desired for key constituencies in the Democratic base, but the president's goal was very clear. He was laser focused on really projecting a theme of unity, and I think he stuck to that.
And Biden also came under fire from New York Times columnist Charles Blow.
If you were paying attention, Biden not once mentioned black people, African Americans, Negro, anything in that speech. And that is, and I kept thinking to myself, what a difference 300 days makes.
Now, during the State of the Union, moderate Democrat Senator Joe Manchin sat with Republicans like Roger Wicker on their side of the aisle. And then Rashida Tlaib, a member of the squad, she gave the Working Families Party response to President Biden's address. And she was not a fan of him saying that he wanted to fund the police.
We can't police away homelessness, poverty, or mental health crisis in our country. Care, not more criminalization, is how we ensure lasting safety for all.
And Biden also touted his nomination of Ketanji Brown Jackson to replace retiring Justice Stephen Breyer. He praised Breyer's long career, but Jackson will be on Capitol Hill today meeting with senators in both parties before her nomination process is complete. Again, she still has to go before Senate committees, and then the Senate will have a full vote on her confirmation. It's likely she'll be confirmed by a slim margin. Back to you.
Sure. With Democrats in charge in the Senate there, Logan. Another thing that stood out from the president's speech overnight, he talked on a number of what are typically Republican talking points. And by that, I mean funding the police and also the southern border as well. Where did he stand on those two topics?
Well, that's a good question. His speech says one thing, but the question is, what does he do going forward? Obviously, he's heard the criticism from the Republican Party over the border and of the defund the police movement, which he tried to squash last night by saying he wanted to fund the police. So he's calling for, it seems, more counseling and training with the police departments, but also with the border. He mentioned that he not only wants to secure the border, but he also wants to reform the immigration process. So that will be a tricky line to toe with both of these parties. So again, he made these promises, these claims, but again, it'll be hard to put those into action.